Hey there, it's Christian from 7 Gaming Network, and I'm here with another raid tips video. And today this is going to be all about leveling up your characters and ranking them up as well. So we're going to look at 4 main tips with a fair bit of content in each one, so we'll crack on. Firstly, first rule, no epics or legendaries are to be used to rank up other characters ever. Absolutely never ever ever. Guys, although we're still early stages of this game, we're still seeing a lot of people who are thinking of doing this, of using an epic or even a legendary to rank up another character, mainly probably because it's quite quick. They don't want to have to do some of the upgrading work, which I'm going to talk through next, on their lower, easier to get hold of characters. It's a massive mistake. Guys, even the game developers, who will benefit, of course, from you needing to get more legendaries or epics because you're using them to to level up other characters, even the game developers themselves are saying don't do it in their own videos, okay? So, in fact, rumour has it that the game developers, if they see on your account that you've used a legendary to level up another character, that they will send Soul Drinker around to your house to drink your soul or something like that. Don't do it, okay? It's an absolute rule. We don't use epics and legendaries to level up other characters. There we go. Okay, so what are we going to do then? Well, we're going to use commons and uncommons mainly. Now, the way I do it is that, so obviously we get lots of green shards in the game, mystery shards. You should probably be getting a number of these all the time. I tend to buy them all the time in your market when I can. And with this, what we can do, look, is we can summon a bunch, which is always nice, of course, if we get a cheeky little rare in here. But what you will get is normally lots and lots of commons. Now, I have a little thing which is shard, brew, rank 2. Like, that's just what you do with these characters. So we would go to our tavern, and of course if you're playing the game in any sort of regularity, then you're going to end up with quite a lot of brews available. So we'll scroll down to the bottom here, and we will level up a character here. So we'll click on a brew. This already gets up to level 9, and then we're going to use 3 other common characters, and obviously we've got lots of those. And then we will upgrade level, so she will go straight now to level 10, and then it's just a simple case then of upgrading to rank 2 with one of these other characters. So that takes 5 common characters to create one rank 2 common character. And so, I mean, I don't generally tend to bother doing it with commons when I'm farming locations, which I'm about to talk about next. This is generally what I do. My commons, when I get them, they're just going to go straight into the tavern, and I'm going to get them straight up to that rank 2 really quickly. So it's 5 characters, remember, because you need your initial one, which you're going to do the leveling on. You're going to click on one of those brews. You're going to click on 3 other characters. That's going to enable you to, I'm just going through it again, here you go, and then upgrade the rank, and then we click on another one of those, and happy days, we're going to turn our commons into rank 2 characters. Okay, so that's the sort of the next main tip, really, how we deal with those commons. Then, of course, we come to what we're going to do with our uncommons and our rank 2 commons that we've now got. And this is where we're going to start doing our XP farming. So a couple of points about this. Firstly, you kind of need to have a farming XP character. Now, for me, that's Executioner. He would be who I would heartily recommend. He's only a rare, so he's quite easy to get hold of. He's therefore then it's much easier to level up his skills and to get them to higher levels. So he isn't too expensive then to get to a really nice high level. And as you can see, he's the first character that I got to level 60 to have a really strong farming character. Now, there's lots of great guides out there about Executioner. I'll point towards one of those. Relic Keeper is probably another honourable mention. I've got a friend who uses him to great effect to do his kind of farming XP as a character. There are others, but beyond the scope of this video here, the point is you need to pick a good farming XP character. My recommendation is Executioner. And then of course what you've got to do is you've got to find a good location. Now what makes a good location for farming XP so that you can level up all of these rank 2 characters and of course your rank 3 characters and so on as you're upgrading them? Well, when it comes to where you're going to actually do your battling, my recommendation is, so work on the highest level that you've unlocked thus far in terms of level of difficulty, and then try and find the area or region that you can do your sort of most difficult single go with your farming character, i.e. that they can solo it themselves. Now when you find that spot, wherever that may be, and a big thing to take into account with that, just to help you, is the affinity of the characters. Remember when you're battling, we've got this here in the middle, so you can see that remembering what affinities are good or bad, stronger or weaker against other affinities. This is really important when you've got one character who's going to be doing the majority of the work on any level. So take that into account, because for instance I actually find stage 1 on this one quite difficult. It's actually a lot easier for me to do stage 5 on this one because the affinities are different, okay, for my main character. So that makes a big difference, and so take that into account when you're picking your area where you're going to be grinding at. And one other thing to think about really with the XP is almost the total amount. So for a while I used to take on a more difficult area and I would use 2 characters and I'd level up 2 characters with them. So for instance, let's say you get 7,000 XP per completion on a level. I was using 2 characters that were max level to make sure I got through it, and then leveling up to food characters, as we call them. They're food because they allow your other bigger characters to grow. That's what you want. Now that's a total of 14,000 XP for running one mission on that level. The 2 max level characters, they're eating up theirs and not getting any, but the other 2 characters are the ones who are getting the 7,000 XP. However, I'd be better off going to an area that maybe I only get, let's say, 5,000 XP from, but I can solo it with 1 character, because then my other 3 characters that are my little food characters, well, I'm going to get 5 for each. I'm getting 15,000 XP per mission. So sometimes it works out better in that respect to go to a not such a hard location, but where you only need to take 1 max level character to be able to get through it, because your other characters, as a combined amount, you're going to get more XP from doing that mission. So XP per energy, if you like, really increases. That's something that really sped up my my XP build. Now the other thing I'm going to mention as well is XP boosts. Wow, they make an enormous difference, just gigantic. So try and, if you can, make sure you're using an XP boost, and when you've got an XP boost on, go for it. Do as much grinding as you can. I'm literally taking time out from grinding to make a video, but get as much done as you can when you've got your XP boosts on. Okie doke, so what's happening now then? Well, you're getting your characters leveled up. You're getting your rank 2s up to level 20, and then of course you're going to use some of the other, maybe the commons that you just upgraded to rank 2 and they're still at level 1, and you're using those to upgrade your rank 2 characters who are level 20 up to rank 3, and of course you're going to carry that process on. Now when it comes to rares and epics, there is a slightly different consideration. So remember, we don't really use rares and epics and legendaries. We don't use those guys as food. It's only really the commons and the uncommons that we're going to regularly use as food. So if you're wanting to level up a rare or an epic or a legendary, they're going to be more powerful. They're going to have probably an impact on your farming, because they're not a useless little rank 2 uncommon character, they might be a very powerful epic character that you might have put some gear on. So when you then come to select a place as to where you're going to do your battling from, that will make a difference. You'll be able to take on something a bit harder. So for instance, here on Hallowed Halls, I've been levelling up my epic character Knight Errant. So I'm actually able to do, I'm able to do stage 6 on that, because one of the characters that I'm levelling up actually is a decent character, and I've actually put gear on him. So if some of the farming that you're doing isn't purely food characters, and it's actually characters that you want to invest in, remember as well as they're levelling up, they're becoming more powerful, and so the chances are you might even be able to take on a more powerful, maybe a later stage on the region you're in, or maybe even the next region, and again you'll maximise the amount of XP that you'll get, not only for your main character you're trying to level up, but also for these little food characters as well, and they'll shoot through much more quickly. Okay, so those are sort of main tips that I'm going to put forward for now. So just a reminder, no epicals or legendaries to rank up your characters. With your commons, just do shard, brew, rank 2, get them up there nice and quickly, then start using them to be farming with. And with your farming XP, you need to have a good character, a really good farming XP character who can pretty much solo the levels. And then you need to make sure that you've got a good level selection going on. And so that level selection is going to be trying to pick the highest level that you can do, ideally with only that one max level character, and maximising the XP you're getting then across 3 food characters. And if you're not just levelling up food characters and you're actually using a character you've put some investment in and maybe put some gear on, well, remember, you can perhaps change what level you're farming from. As they become more powerful, they become more influential in the result of each mission, and so you can maybe even creep up the sort of mission that you're doing so that you keep maximising the amount of XP that you're getting on that long grind, well, to even getting a 5-star character, let alone to getting the 6-star character, which is an enormous grind, and I'm about to start it again for my next one. Anyway guys, hopefully you found those tips helpful. If there's anything you want clarification on, just say in the comment section, and I'll endeavour to do so. Until next time guys, keep enjoying your gaming.